Hey, here we are. We're at week 8 of It's Great to Be Together. And I hope you've learned a ton. I have, and as we've been looking forward to what's going on, this is just going to be an amazing time as we celebrate. Hey, I remember the first time that I was in New York City and riding a subway at one point and hearing a couple people talking in a different language, right? And that's one thing. But then when we got to Times Square, I'm telling you, there were languages all over. I couldn't count the different languages that I was hearing. And instead of feeling out of place, I felt like, man, this is just really good. This is because, this is like the world that we live in, and I'm one little small piece in it. I want to read for you a passage out of Revelation chapter 7. And as I'm doing that, we're going to put some images up here of people as they worship in just totally different cultures and different styles. Revelation 7, 9 through 12 says this. After these things I looked, and behold, a great multitude, which no one can count, from every nation and all tribes and peoples and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes. And palm branches were in their hands, and they cry out with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb. And all the angels were standing around the throne and around the elders and the 4 living creatures. And they fell on their faces before the throne and worshiped God, saying, Amen, blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be to our God forever and ever. Amen. So there's a lot of different thoughts on what that's going to look like. Is that all people from different cultures speaking in one language, or is that people from all different cultures speaking in their own language? And you know what? I don't know that really matters. What I do know is that as we look at us and it's great to be together, I hope you get a bigger view than that. Like, for us to say it's great to be together, it doesn't just mean, hey, our little small group or people that are just like us. There's going to be a time at the end that it's really going to be great to be together because we'll all be together. I want to, we need to have just a kind of a proper worldview to see that the world is just so big and vast and different from all of us. And I want to tell you just 3 reasons why I think that's so important, because there's going to be a day, and we're not there yet. Listen, it's going to take more than COVID ending for us to be able to all gather together. It's going to be when we sit together before the throne, and there's people from all kinds of different languages and people groups, and then it's going to be great to be together. Hey, I want to just mention again just 3 things to us that I think we can learn from this. One is this. I need to recognize that there's people outside of the way that I am because I'm just one small slice of the pie, right? That doesn't make me small. But it just recognizes that there are all kinds of people with vastly different tastes than I have. Now, I think it's very healthy on our staff. We have people that come from different theological perspectives. We have people that come from different spiritual backgrounds, and we have conversations about, hey, how we ought to do things. We have differences of opinion, and that's so healthy. Sometimes when I sit there and I think, yeah, but I think everybody who does it and everybody wants it like me, they don't. Not everybody has the same preferences that I have. I'm just one small piece of the pie. And there's no way that the way that I prefer honestly reflects everything of God. There's people that worship in different parts of the world that, what they tap into? They reflect God in a different way than I do. And that's so healthy because there's no possible way that the way that I worship, the way that I learn, the way that I prefer things reflects all of God. All right? I'm one small piece. Here's the other thing is that I can learn from what other people prefer. I don't just tolerate it, I can learn from it. I love learning from other people. I love watching other people work. I could sit back and just watch other people work because there's ways that I see them do things that I learn from. I remember we were on a mission trip in Mexico, and we're actually doing some construction, and we were pouring some concrete, and there were some guys from Mexico that came in and helped, and I just could sit back and watch them. Now, we, in the way we do things, if we want to make something level, we take a thing called a level. It's got a little bubble in it, and you set it up, and you make things level. That's not how they leveled things. That's not how they figured out if the floor they were pouring was leveled. What they did is they got a long, clear hose, and they put water in it. And they stretched it out, And what it made them know if something was level or not is they put one end of the hose on one end of the hose on the other hand, and they made sure that the water level, because the water is always level. The water in that hose would always be level. And I was dumbfounded to watch them. We can learn from the people that are around us. Hey, when I watch other people in the manner in which they learn, in the manner in which they try to apply what God is teaching them, when I watch them worship, I can learn from that. You know what the most popular musical instrument, the most common instrument across the planet in worship is? It's not an organ, it's not a keyboard, it's not a guitar. As much as I might like certain ones of those, the most common instrument in worship across the planet is the drum. Man, there's going to be a day when we all get together and we see people from various cultures and they'll worship their style, we'll worship our style. Is that what that puts together is this amazing symphony. If you'll remember back to our first week, and Todd shared, and he used that box of crayons, right? Hey, look, I color with one color. You color with one color. But man, it's not just that I need the people that are similar to me with a little bit of difference. You know, that's just a different color with a little bit of change to it. Man, I need people that are very different from me. When we get together, does God not deserve a symphony? We can't paint God with one color. And so some people that are very demonstrative in the way they do things, man, we need that. Some people that are very reflective, we need that. There will be a day that we will gather with people from different tongues and languages and cultures, and it will be great to be together. Let me just close with this little thought. You know, when you were a kid, you probably had those science experiments where you had to have something to be a little bit explosive, right? As everybody knows that, you know, if you take baking powder and you add vinegar to it, man, the combination of those two things is incredible. Right? By themselves, they're nothing. But you put them together and it just explodes. Right? I envision that that's going to be a little bit what it's going to be like. Myriads of myriads, thousands upon thousands of people. Some will be speaking this language, others will be speaking that language. Some will be very demonstrative in the way they do things. It's just going to be just this great symphony of worship. I hope you have enjoyed being together with your group of people. With some various differences among you, it's going to be more vast than that. And it will be great, again, to be together. Hey, God bless you. And as you guys have conversations, continue to talk about that. Hey, learn from each other. Learn from people that are very different from you. And we'll look forward to that day when we'll learn perfectly from people all vast around us.